Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, airy? Let's get on to the Unpopular Opinions for today's episode. But before that, if you've seen this episode or any of the previous episodes, you know what to do below. All of that. I think it's that way, but still. All of that below. Let's go to the first one. Star Wars should be allowed to die. Well, I do think Star Wars has gone past the point of no return now. I do think, obviously, that they've decided to milk as much as they can from TV series and obviously from movies too. But I do feel certain TV series do slap that they have brought out. I do like The Mandalorian. I'm not going to lie there. I do also think Ahsoka was quite good as well. So they do have a few gems there. But I do feel that they are taking a bit of the piss. They're going overboard and beyond now. They're just doing it just to get more money in. But this is what it is. When you have a franchise sometimes, people just want to milk it for as much as it's worth. They're just going to milk the cow until no more milk comes out that cow's teats. But it is what it is. This is unfortunately what the situation is with Star Wars. Star Wars is just going to keep doing what Star Wars needs to do just to keep feeding generations upon generations upon generations. Do you know what I mean? They want more money and they're going to keep getting more money because it is a franchise. That's the thing. I don't think it's going to probably die anytime soon. I still think they're going to keep making money from more TV shows or from more films they bring out. It's not going to die, unfortunately. But I do think they have started to run out of ideas because certain things just don't seem to be slapping probably as they used to. Next one. Extra hard-working employees, co-workers, ruin it for everyone, just trying to get their work done and go home. No, I disagree with that. Sometimes you just don't want to be at a company for too long. Why do you want to socialise sometimes? There's no point, you know what I mean? You could do that with your friends. You go home, you meet your mates, you can call them up and say, yeah, bruh, that time at work, man, I had that time and it was just absolutely dread, man. I hated it. But that's just what it is. Sometimes there's no point in socialising with co-workers because you never know. One day you could turn around, you're leaving that job, and which person is going to actually be rocking with you? You know what I mean? But there's certain jobs out there that you have a camaraderie with people, you just have to get along with them and you work alongside them. As I said, the position I used to work in, I had a couple of people that I did like, and I got along well with a lot of people. We did socialise as well. But you know what I mean? It's kind of one of them things that after a while, sometimes it just doesn't happen again. And you just have to be okay with it and just move on. Do you know what I mean? Singing the Tyler Cruz song. I can't wait till you're gone away. Then I can move on. It is what it is. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Fruit shouldn't be inside a cake. Now, I'm here and all there with fruit inside a cake. I think sometimes if it's one of those ones that's really stodgy and it produces a lot of water, it could just make the cake taste absolutely foul. But I've tasted some ones back in the days when I used to consume cakes that had eggs and that, and they used to put fruit in there. Some of them weren't that bad, and they used to be from some Japanese or Chinese company. Excuse my long, if I've got it wrong, but it is what it is. It's one of them companies. I think my sister bought one time, and it tasted really nice. Do you know what I mean? The fruit kind of worked really well. And the cake was kind of light and airy, and the icing on top was not too sweet as well, and was just right. I mean, Goldilocks and the Three Bears sayings, it was just right. So it depends what type of cake it is, because some people just don't know how to make cake properly. And if you don't know how to make cake properly, do not be putting fruit in the cake when you don't know how to make cake properly. That's all I got to say on that. You know what I mean? But I'm here and all there with fruit in a cake. Next one. All right. Entire seasons of shows coming out at once has ruined TV. Now, I can kind of hear what you're saying when you think you're leaving shows on a cliffhanger, you know, the EastEnders stuff, boom, 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 boom. But sometimes we just want to see it all at once. We sometimes haven't got time to wait until next week. It's just the eager beaver within us, you know what I mean? We're eager just to find out what's going to happen now. let's just see it now. And the good thing about it is when obviously the streaming services keep putting out this stuff where it's all at one go, it's easier. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just haven't got time. Sometimes you just want to watch it all in one go. Sometimes you may want to watch it the next day. You know what I mean? I hear it though. It does kind of ruin a little bit of the whole mysterious vibes to it, where you're going to have to be left on a cliffhanger and wait. But sometimes it could be jarring because you just want to know sometimes what happened to that guy. What happened to Kylie Minogue in Neighbours? What happened, do you know what I mean, to Max Brannon in EastEnders? Tanya, what is happening, Tanya? I know I cheated on you, Stacey Slater, but it wasn't meant to be that way, Tanya. I didn't mean it. It just happened. Anyway, so that's poor reputation, but it is what it is. But I just feel like sometimes you just want to know, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. All right, we'll come to the last one. We need to stop pushing everyone towards leadership roles. I do agree sometimes that some people aren't just meant to be leaders. Some people are just meant to be, people in the background that help just be part of a team. Some people are just not built for that team. It just is what it is. It's not saying there's anything bad on you. It's just saying that sometimes that leadership role is just not for you. You're more meant to be in a group, cheering the people on, getting the people hype and getting the crowd hyper. And let's go. Do you know what I mean? You're a backup dancer, unfortunately, in these cases. Or you're a hype man. So you just have to accept sometimes you're the backup dancer, you're the hype man, but you're just moving the crowd. You're moving the crowd and you're doing what you need to do as part of your job, and you're still going to get money for that. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is, So that's all I got to say on that. But that's all for this episode of Unpopular Opinions. Big up yourselves, first time watchers, season watchers. You know what to do below, all of that. But you know what I usually do when we finish? Big yourselves up, guys, and I'll give my opinions and I'll react later on. Let's go.